Okay, so the very first thing that we're going to do is download the Java platform. Now this is known as the JDK, or the Java Development Kit. And the URL to get to this page is listed in the resources section for this lecture. So when you get to this page, you may see a slightly different version than the one I'm showing you right now. Here's what's really important. It needs to say Java SE Development Kit, and it needs to be version 8. The number that follows the letter U, like in this case down here, we've got the 8U91. As long as it's U91 or greater, you're fine. The really important thing here is that it's version 8. So what you'll have to do is accept the license agreement. Now you can read the license agreement by clicking on this link. Once you're okay with that, you click that you accept the license. And then you have to choose the version for your particular operating system. So I'm using a macOS. If you're using Windows 64, that's listed there as well. Windows 64-bit, So let's do that. I'm just going to click on this and download. And as you can see down in the bottom left, the download has begun. And once that's done, we'll begin the installation. All right, so the development kit has been downloaded, and so we're ready to run through the installation. Now, I downloaded this for the Mac. If you download it for another operating system, your options may be a little different than mine, but basically it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a wizard. And really all that I do is just run through the wizard. I tend to accept whatever default directories that they suggest, default installation information as well, and it'll let me know when it's finished. Now that the JDK installation is finished, the next thing to do is test it. And I'm on a Mac, so what I've done is I've opened up a terminal program. If you're on Windows, you'll open up a command prompt. But once that is open, you'll type exactly the same thing that I'm showing here. The one thing you want to make sure is that you're not using a terminal or command prompt that was already open when you were doing the installation. If you do that, the environment variables won't be set up correctly, and this will not work. So you open up the program, and we just simply type Java -version. And if it works, then you'll see Java version 1.8.0 underscore, and then whatever that underscore value is. I downloaded U91, so that's what I see here. You might see something different if you've downloaded a later version. Remember, the main thing that's important for this class is that we're using version 1.8. Now, that might seem a little odd that we've got 1.8 even though we've downloaded 8. I'll talk about version numbering in the next section, but basically they're the same thing. 1.8 is the same thing as JDK 8. So with that said, we're done installing Java. The next thing to do is install our integrated development environment, which is called Eclipse, and we'll do that in the next lecture.